Okay, today was a doozy. I worked all morning, then I got dressed and headed out to my allergist appointment. They were shooting this like music video in the street, and here's me having my first like cry panic attack. Am I going through a mental breakdown? What is happening right now? A panic attack. I never like cry or get upset about things, but I basically had this freak out misunderstanding. Then I went to Barnes & Noble's to pick up a gift, and I went to Saks Fifth Avenue after I had cried all over Fifth Avenue with a bunch of people around me. But I guess that's New York for you. You don't really care if people see you cry. Anyway, to cheer myself up, I went to Saks and I went to try on some stuff, look at jewels, maybe pick out a Christmas gift or two. I really wanted some of this Byredo soap, Diptyque. They had cute little Christmas things. I want every single Asaline book. I want every single Fornasetti plate. I think this is exactly how I was filming last night, but did I even film anything today? I don't know. Today, Mama had a tough day. It was a bizarre day. I had a doctor's appointment. I'm gonna do my makeup. We're going out to dinner. It's gonna be really fun. We're going to Monkey Bar. Let me start and then we can talk. All right, so I wanted to chat about what happened because I feel like this particular situation is not a common thing, but I see people talking about, here's a very simple example. I'm gonna do some lotion. I see girls on TikTok talking all the time about getting your nails done and literally like hating it and spending money and being like, thank you so much, and then like hating it, but not being able to confront anybody and say anything. I've had that with my hair a bunch of times. I paid like $600 to get my hair done, and then I just cry on the way home because I hate it, but I have never been able to speak up for myself in that way. I don't like confrontation. I just don't, especially simple confrontation like that. So today I had my allergist appointment. I've been getting my allergy shots. I think I talked about it in a few videos before. I have been doing immunization therapy. Let me get the makeup. I'm gonna do some Merit under here. We're going to Monkey Bar. Like I said, I'm very excited, but it's a fancy place, so I'm gonna do some makeup. Okay, so I had my appointment today and it was a big dosage. It was the last one of the serum, and basically you get shots. I have to get 4 shots, 2 in each arm, because I'm very allergic to a lot of things, so each one needs its own vial, whatever. So today was like a big dose. You're supposed to take allergy medicine before, but I didn't take my Zyrtec until like 30 minutes before because I didn't eat until then, and then whatever. So I guess it didn't have time to get into my system. Also, it was just like a big dose. And so basically what happens is they give you your shots, they walk out of the room, and then they come back in a few minutes. Or I mean, in the other place that I was, you were in the waiting room, so there was always people around you. Here it's like you're in the examination room and they come and check on you, make sure you don't have a reaction. I think you're supposed to stay for like 30 minutes, but it's usually not 30 minutes because I don't have any type of reaction. So I get the shot. She comes back in a few minutes, or actually someone else came in, and I was like, it's really itchy today. Especially on this one arm, I could tell that like I was super itchy, but like you just don't itch it. It's just an annoying thing, whatever. So I was like, it's super itchy. So they put some more Benadryl spray, like topical. Then the doctor came in a few minutes later. She checked this arm. She went, all right. And that's usually what she says. She's like, all right. Or she'll say like, good to go. But you're like on watch, so you don't really know. You have to get the okay. So basically she comes in, she looks at this arm, she goes, okay. She looks at this arm and she's like, oh, because I was having a reaction. So she came around, I'm making this a very long story. She came around and looked at this arm and she was like, yeah, this one's freaking out a bit. You took something today, right? And I said, oh, I haven't. I took it, but I took it quite late. So she goes, oh yeah, maybe it hasn't had chance to get into your system yet. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. And she's like, oh, it's fine. I just have to kind of mark it. But she didn't tell me to leave. She like left. And then I'm sitting there for another 15 minutes. And through that time, I like wasn't already feeling well. So I didn't feel well. I wanted to leave anyway. You're in like this hot, bright room in this uncomfortable chair. And I'm just like, I need water. Like I need to get out. I was kind of freaking out. And also my throat started to itch. And like I all of a sudden became very aware of my throat. It was like very tight. Felt like I had a lump in my throat. I could feel it kind of closing. I could breathe. I was totally like breathing fine, but I was kind of freaking out. So then my throat was closing, which is, I've never had that sensation before. I've never had like my throat close. I've never had it before. So I started kind of like freaking out. I didn't feel good. I wanted to leave and no one was coming to check on me. Like no one came. I could see people walking by and I could hear them whispering. I could hear them talking and I'm just like freaking out. And then you start to work yourself up. So then I like am just kind of freaking out. For the first time in a long time, I felt like, oh my God, like I want to cry. Like I feel like I'm helpless right now. But it's because I couldn't get up and like talk to somebody. I couldn't get myself to walk out of the exam room and be like, hey, am I good? Can I leave? By the way, my throat is closing. Like, I feel like I hold things sometimes and I was freaking out. So then like the millennial I am, I was Googling like, what does your throat closing feel like? Or all this stuff, I don't know. What should you do? Like allergy shots, throat closing. Like at what point should you tell the doctor? I don't know. I was just freaking out, but it was the same type of confrontation that I can't have. It's something so little as like the getting your nails done where you can't tell them that you don't like it. I felt that I couldn't even like speak up for myself in this situation. Say I was literally going into anaphylactic shock. I like couldn't get myself to confront anybody and say anything. So basically I'm freaking out for so long and finally my doctor comes in and she goes, oh, what are you doing here? You could have left so long ago. Like, why are you here? She was like, oh, you're good to go, like go. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like nobody told me I could leave. I guess I don't know, she has an accent. I don't know if I didn't hear her or what, but basically it was for nothing. So then I leave. Immediately on the way out, I like start tearing up. I'm in the elevator with this woman. I'm like, oh, I'm crying in an elevator now. Okay. They say that you're not a real New Yorker until you walk down the street and cried and not cared what anybody was thinking. I think I've definitely done that before, but today was one of those days I started crying. Like, you know when something's wrong and you like keep it in, but then when someone asks you like, are you okay? Or you call someone. So I called Dan. The minute he picks up, I start bawling because you can just like kind of release it. Oh, also I've been using this Sephora blush I got. It's supposed to be a dupe of the Dior. It's called Over the Moon. I like it a lot. It's like a really pretty pink. Actually, I'm gonna use it as a little bit of eyeshadow. I did that the other day and I thought it was pretty. Actually, I think I'm wearing red, so I'm just gonna do like something else. Okay, anyway, so yeah, come in. Huh? Oh my God, you look so cute. Sorry if my throat's a little hoarse. Okay, what was I saying? Yeah, so then I called in and I'm walking down the street. I had some errands to run afterwards and of course, just like the determined ass bitch that I am, I just like start walking to Barnes and Nobles. Like, so I'm walking through hundreds of people on 5th Avenue. That's overwhelming, like when you're totally fine. And I was just crying and it was cold and I don't know. I was having, I guess, my first type of like panic attack type of thing. It kind of felt like shock. Adrenaline was just like, my chest was tight. I couldn't really talk. I was like freaking out a little bit. And that's the first time that's ever really happened to me. So I don't know. I just felt overwhelmed with the fact that like I thought I was dying and I couldn't even like tell anybody. And I was like, if I was dying, I literally would have just like not said anything. And that bothers me. So I feel like I wanted to share because I feel like it's hard to speak up for yourself, but it's so simple and it's so stupid and you work it up in your brain. And I don't know. I was just sad about how I reacted to the situation and how the situation went down when it could have been totally different. And like better safe than sorry, I'm fine. But these are the type of things that like something goes wrong and you just try to feel like nothing's wrong or you try to deal with it and you know, could have gone differently. I don't know. It was just a hard day. So yeah, that was my story. I was having a panic attack on 5th Avenue and then I just walked into Barnes and Nobles and walked around. But I ended up calming myself down, taking myself out of it with the help of Dan, and everything's okay. So I'm going to dinner now, and we're going to Monkey Bar, like I said. I'm gonna walk there, and I'll bring you, because it's an exciting, I think it's apparently a hard res to get, but Dan's really good at that stuff, so. Here's how I do the eyeshadow. I just kind of stamp it in the dark brown, and go like this. Stamp it like that. All right, I gotta hurry up and get dressed, so we'll talk later. But here's the makeup. All right, here's the dress. All right. And I got my red dress on, my red lip. I went for the red lip. My faux fur, coat, my earmuffs, and I headed out. We had a reservation at Monkey Bar. Very tough reservation to get. Very excited about it. The vibes in here are stunning. If this was a social club, I would join immediately. I got an Aperol Spritz. It was delicious. Really cheered me up. We got some steak. The truffle mac and cheese was the best thing I've ever had. Dan got a burger, I believe. And then we ordered 2 desserts. We wanted the coconut pie, but it was out. But this lemon meringue is a showstopper. And the chocolate mud pie was delicious. Of course, we got the matches. They had the coolest matches. It matches their wallpaper, which are like all these fun characters. So cool. Love this place. All right, we just came back from dinner. I ate basically all my lip off, but we went to Monkey Bar and it was c'est magnifique, right Dan? Amazing. We got an old fashioned and I got an Aperol Spritz. They had like good looking cocktails, but nothing was tickling my fancy and they were like $30. So we just went for regular good old drinks. No apps this time, so we did good. 2 entrees, the burger and the steak frites. So good. And then we got a side of the truffle mac and cheese and it was to die for. Like 12 out of 10. We brought a little bit back home. Then we got 2 desserts. Their chocolate cream pie, which I guess, what is the it's called Fort Charles Prime, like all of them? It's the same one that you can find at Fort Charles Prime because they all are under the same owner, restaurant group. And their chocolate cream pie slice is, I guess, their main thing, and it was so good, so good. And then we got our waiter, we asked between the coconut cake and the lemon meringue pie, and he said the coconut cake, but then the coconut cake was out for the night because it's the Christmas season and they only give them a little bit amount of, you know, inventory. But he told us where we can find it in the city, so we're gonna go get that another time. And we got the lemon meringue pie, which is a showstopper. It looks great, and we brought like half of them back home. Look at how cute these bags are. And we got matches, the cutest matches I've ever seen. I love the vibe in there. Did I say we went to Monkey Bar? I don't know. Anyway, great date night. Took a car home. And now I'm gonna open my advent calendar, finally, so many days later. I've been doing this one. I did it yesterday and I could literally only eat 4 of them and they were so bad, from the Trader Joe's cocktail hour one, but people liked it on TikTok, so maybe I'll keep doing it on TikTok where I eat one every day, even though they taste pretty bad. But I got this one. I did the Sugarfina one last year and it was so good, so much fun. And this was their 2022 one. It took a few extra days. So it looks like this. Super cute. Sugarfina candy is so good. It came a little bit late because my little trick is that if you wait a little bit, like Black Friday-ish, people buy these way in advance to have them for the 1st of December. I waited till like Black Friday, a little bit after, Cyber Monday maybe, and so it was on sale. And so it came today, but that's fine. Here's all the candies. They kind of look like the same. Well, there's a few different ones. Candies, but these are so freaking good. So let's do, we have a few to catch up on, but we've had a lot of desserts. So let's just do, So we'll do the 6th one today. We're going upstate in a few days with our friends, and I thought this would be a fun thing to do every night. So this is the Riptide Raspberries. You get 4 little candies in each one. Oh my god, that is so good. Trader Joe's one, Peach Bellini. Actually pretty good, not that bad. These are really boozy. Like, you can definitely taste the booze. I've only eaten half, but these, oh baby, so freaking good. The Riptide Raspberries. It tastes like when you have a mimosa and you put raspberries in it and then you eat the little raspberry at the end. All right, time to take all this off. I do like the lip I used though. It stayed pretty well. Let me show you what it was. I know I've always been like kind of intimidated to use red lips, but I realized that if you get a good one that stays, or even if it wears like nicely, you can reapply if you want, but I don't care. It's the Maybelline Superstate in crayons, so drugstore, in the color Own Your Empire. Looks like this. I love these. I have one that's like a dupe of the Charlotte Tilbury that I love, but the tip is so nice. Ew. And it feels, ew, okay, wait, what was I saying? It's a great one. Apparently there's a sharpener on this end too. Look at that. Just found that out. Things TikTok teaches you. I don't know, Willie. Ugh, yeah. Pretending that I care about football or know what he's talking about. Makeup remover. She's really running low here. Then I cuddled my emotional support animal and called it a night.